Hey, good morning, guys. Bill Geither here. Welcome to our Friday morning group marketing mastermind call. If you're on the line, please go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know where you're calling in from.
Entry and exit tones are off. Entry tones are off. Exit tones are on. Entry tones are on. Exit tones are off.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the group marketing mastermind call. If you're on the line, please go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know where you're calling in from.
Good morning, Miriam Ortiz, Long Branch, New Jersey.
Hey, good morning, New Jersey.
Good morning, Larry Fickle, Washington State.
Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Marjorie and Joseph Levinsky in Burlington, Washington.
Hey, good morning, Washington.
Lois Dilley, Pennsylvania.
Good morning, Pennsylvania. And guys, we're going to get started here in about 3 minutes, and we have a very important call lined up this morning, a goal-setting call with none other than $500,000 ring earner, Mr. Mike Melia. So you have time to reach out and let your team know that they want to be on this call this morning. Very important call. And if you're just joining us, please go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know where you're calling in from. All right.
Live from the 805, Ventura County, California.
Hey, good morning, Wiley.
Morning, sir.
Deborah Hubbard, Los Angeles.
Good morning.
Susan in Seattle.
Hey, good morning, Susan.
Alan Blair, Rocky, North Carolina.
Hey, good morning, Marilyn.
Karen and Jerry Smith, El Paso, Texas.
Good morning.
Hey, Mike Melia calling in.
Mr. Melia, thanks for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure, sir.
Warren Kearney, North Carolina.
Good morning, good morning.
Reggie Clark, Tampa, Florida.
Good morning. All right, welcome to our Friday morning group marketing mastermind call. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know where you're calling in from.
Bob and Heather, Minnesota.
Good morning, good morning.
Jody Curry, Santa Rosa, California.
Good morning.
Bill in Fort Myers.
Good morning. And guys, we got about 2 minutes before we get started. I'm telling you, you want to have everybody you possibly can on this call this morning. So reach out to them, send them a text, email, call them, send smoke signals, whatever you got to do to get people on this call here this morning. So welcome to the call. If you're just joining us, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling in from.
Hey, Bill. Vicki Beth in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, good morning, Vicki.
Happy New Year, Robert English, California.
Happy New Year, Robert. Good morning.
Morning.
We'll get started in about 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. If you're on the line, you have not yet introduced yourself, please go ahead and do so and let us know where you're calling in from.
California.
Good morning, California.
Solely in Orange, Texas.
Good morning, Texas.
Good morning, Bill. Anisha Sarda, Toronto, Ontario.
Hey, good morning, Anita.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. This is Jonathan in Oregon.
Hey, good morning, Jonathan.
Morning, Bill. Paul Oatman, Arizona. Happy
Good.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Good morning.
Mark Wick, Everett, Washington. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good morning.
Dialing in from Lake Manitowoc.
Good morning.
Tacoma, Washington, Bill and Michelle Supke.
Good morning.
It's Lee
Good morning.
Whitfield, Ontario.
Good morning. Good morning.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves. Entry and exit tones are on. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right. Well, happy Friday morning to everybody. I just went ahead and put the lines into presentation mode as I have 11 a.m. Eastern Time right on the money. And we want to welcome everybody to our Friday morning group marketing mastermind call. Hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas and looking forward to the new year. And I know that the new year is not quite here yet, and I know that there's a lot of people still pushing to close out 2016. I being one of those people, we're working diligently to help some people level up. We're working diligently to help people get to Performance Club. We're working diligently to help people get to Senior Director, Executive Director, qualify for the Bahamas trip. I mean, we have so much that we're closing out on right now that it's hard to think that we're going to be talking about a new year because we still have today and tomorrow to close out 2016. However, what better time to go ahead and get your 2017 goals put in place, and that's what we're going to do today. Before we do that, I just want to say that if you're joining us for the call and you're not a part of our Facebook group, we certainly want you to be a part of our Facebook group. There's over 6,100 associates in that group now, and it's really a very cool and magical place to go and have real-time life help with your business. You can see people helping people in there. There's a file section that is just packed full of documents and scripts and all kinds of forms to help you be successful in your group marketing efforts. We're keeping a running total at the top of the group for the number of memberships we collectively have sold for the year 2016. Just so you know, from 13, 14, and 15, we can account for over 41,000 memberships from this group of people. So I'm excited to see where we land at the end of 2016 to add to that total. And then we typically put in a post in that group of what we want to discuss each and every Friday, and we'll let you post a topic suggestion or a question in there or vote for one that's already there. But I was fortunate enough to get us a phenomenal guest speaker and trainer here today to help us with our goals. But if you want to be a part of that group, you just have to get somebody to add you to the group or sponsor you into the group. It is a secret group, so you just have to find somebody that you're already Facebook friends with and get them to add you or sponsor you into that group, and then you can have access to everything in there. So encourage you to do that. With that, I know I heard Jonathan Booth and Vicki Methman on the line, and I just really quickly like to go over to them, just for any quick opening comments and just to talk about really though what it is we're about to do here with Mr. Mike Melia. So we'll go ladies first, and we'll go Vicki, and you guys may have to hit *6 if you're not on the inside line. But Vicki Methman, let's just go over to you real quick. I know you're in Atlanta, Georgia, for any opening comments and how important what we're about to do here with Mr. Melia is.
Wow, Phil, thanks. What an honor. Going through the goal setting, there's nobody that I know that's more masterful at this than Mike Melia. So I've been with the company for 9 years, and my most successful times have been when I took the time to sit through the sessions with Mike and just realizing that it's not just about money and it's not just about sales. It's about knowing who you are inside and knowing where you want to go and not just then having those goals, but setting out a specific plan of action. So being able to be on this call, and Mike, for you to be able to pour into people the way you do so lovingly is absolutely amazing. The folks who have never been on this call for this session or who have never sat with you to do goals are really in for a huge treat. So thanks. I'll just turn it back over to you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. Mr. Jonathan Booth, let's go over to you real quick for opening comments and the importance of what we're about to do here.
Well, thanks very much, Bill. Appreciate that. So much has happened since last Friday, since we were together. We've celebrated Christmas. We spent time with friends and family, but there's been Legal Shield moving at such a pace at the moment. And with the happening of the highest membership we've ever had in our history, which means that the company is in good shape. The heart is beating strongly, and things are really popping and hurtling forward towards 1.6 million memberships too. I know I've been writing memberships and recruiting like crazy over the last week. In fact, I recruited this guy in Washington, and he sounds just like Mike Melia. It scares me every time I speak to to him because he sounds exactly like Mike does, and that's great news. And I told him that, and I told him, Mike, you were $500,000 ring earner, and so on. So it's good fun with that. I'll hand back to you with this, Bill, connecting to what Mike is going to say. I don't necessarily expect him to agree with this, but I quoted sometime over the last month that the cowardly don't set goals, but the courageous do set goals. I'll hand it back to you, Bill. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. And one other person I just found out is on the line, and he's been so instrumental to this call.
We're not hearing you, Bill.
Oh, there I am. Thanks so much, Mr. Booth, for letting me know that. And we just found out one other person is on the line that I just want to go to real quick for opening comments and the importance of what we're about to do here. And then we're going to unleash the beast for you guys. So, Mr. Tony Agers over in California, if you want to just give us some quick opening comments and the importance on what's about to happen here on this call today.
Hey, good morning, Legal Shield Group Marketing Mastermind family all across North America. I can tell you from my very first day in Legal Shield, the Melia family, Mike, Steve, and Kim, have both been instrumental in my business because they actually were running the San Diego market. When I got started in August 2006, my sponsor used Kim Melia as her three-way call, for her three-way expert call, and over the years, just building a relationship with them and with Mike, it's always been about goals and planning and knowing where you are and strategies every year. So my success, even though they have no financial tie to me whatsoever, a large part of my financial success getting to Gold ED in my first 15 months is the result of being around and part of the influence that Mike Melia and the Melia family brings to the table in terms of planning and strategies and goals. So this is going to be an exciting call today. So get your pens on turbo. Let's get ready to go. And back to you.
Absolutely. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to go ahead and get your notebook out, fresh page of paper, and get your pen ready. I know that when we hang up this call, you should basically have your goals for 2017 set. This gentleman is somebody that gives freely and never expects anything in return. He has helped thousands and thousands and thousands of people have massive success because of what he's going to go over with us here today. He is one of the inaugural Millionaire Club members with Legal Shield. He's a Platinum Executive Director, part of the Platinum Council. He's a $500,000 ring earner. I mean, I could go on and on. He's been in books and referenced in books. And I mean, he is just an amazing, amazing individual that I would never be able to repay, but has done so much for me and my family. I'm excited. I got my notebook out here, Mike. But I'm just going to throw it over to you, Mr. Mike Melia. It's all yours. We got, as long as you want to go to get this thing done. We appreciate you being here this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Melia.
Hey, Bill, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And once again, just thank you, and a special thanks to everybody on the call, but a special thanks to Bill for inviting me to share this information. It's just stuff I love to do. Tony, thanks for those kind words. Vicky, Jonathan, same way. And, Jonathan, I don't disagree with that statement that, it takes some courage to set goals. Particularly, it takes some courage to set big goals, strong goals that are really true to ourselves because, most of us have been conditioned negatively. We're designed for success, but conditioned for mediocrity. And one of the greatest things you can do by becoming a goal setter, if you're not already a goal setter, is that as you become a goal setter, you get better and better and better at setting goals, at creating goals, at making up goals. And that's really what happens, folks. We essentially make them up, There's no right goals, there's no wrong goals, as long as, what you're doing is the right thing to do, of course, But we're going to get into this. We're going to go through some process, just sort of a process here and such. But again, one of the things that Tony alluded to, that his success in going Gold Executive Director in 15 months, man, that's pretty awesome, is that he hung around with people. So one of the backgrounds you're going to need here is You're going to need the law of associations working in your favor in this year, 2017. And what do I mean by that is that you become like the people you hang around with. So you want to hang out with positive folks. You want to hang out with people who are pursuing their goals. You want to hang out with people that are willing to sacrifice to achieve those goals. You want to hang out with people that have kind words to share with each other. And, so much great stuff has happened in 2016. But I believe this, folks, the best is yet to come here with Legal Shield. We've seen just tremendous stuff with this company, but we're going to see even better stuff. And, we're all going to get to partake in it and such. But, the goal-setting process is not specific to a Legal Shield, but I think you'll find that you've got some Legal Shield goals. And, when we get around to that part of it, I want you to make sure you're writing those down. But here's what we're going to do to start out. First of all, if you're in a quiet place, if you're in a place where and again, those of you, for whatever reason, might be driving right now, if I say close your eyes and take a deep breath, relax, those of you who are driving or walking down the street, don't do that, okay? But those of you who are sitting in a quiet place right now, what I'd like you to do is just gently take a deep breath and relax. You can close your eyes. It might be easier to concentrate that way. Take another deep breath. And what I want you to do right now is just really take a look at the year, and we're going to go over the year in review. I mean, think back to the end of the year last December, when New Year's came, January. Where were you? Where were you on New Year's Eve? What were you doing? And then look at January, the month of January. How did that month go for you? What were the highlights of that month? Maybe you got to one of the kickoff events. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it might have been for you. And then move forward through February. What was that like? Maybe you took a vacation down south somewhere. Maybe just check in with it. And then review the year. What were the highlights of the year? March. I know for me, my second grandson was born last March, Kai, and my daughter and her husband Mike named him Kai Michael, which I was very honored to have my name put in there and such. And okay, so March and April and May. What happened in May for you? June. A lot of us went to Cancun together I believe it was Cancun. It gets a little confused with all these vacations. What happened in July? Big convention for those of you who were in Oklahoma City. And then, of course, in August, crazy month of August. I had a great old time. My partners and I, along with the Platinum Council, got to go to Rio, and man, that's talk about doing some dream building. Going to the Olympics really, expanded my consciousness, right? And one of the things you want to do, and as we're going over this, take a look at, what was a year like? What was September like? And as you came into the fall, October, November, December, what were the highlights, of your year? What were the good points? What were the best points? And what were the not so good points, Let yourself see all of that. And take a deep breath and relax. And you can open your eyes now for this part. But, feel, you can keep them closed too if you want. But what does your life feel like? If you had to describe the feeling of it, how would you describe it? What adjectives would you give to it? Maybe just one or two. Or maybe it was an exciting year. Maybe it was a lackluster year. Maybe it was a year where you lost focus. Maybe it was a year where you gained focus. Maybe it was a year of accomplishment for you. What does your life feel like? Okay, what are the goals that you set out for last year, and what goals did you accomplish? What were the goals you set out for, and what goals did you accomplish? Did you manage to keep those goals in front of you? Did you stay true to those goals? Did you develop action plans towards creating those goals? Okay? And now just take all of that, take a deep breath and relax. And you can go more into depth in your year in review if you like, but what we're going to do for the sake of this call is we're going to turn the page now. We're going to create a brand new page. In life, we have the opportunity to turn the page, to begin anew, to start fresh. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now, folks. Is start fresh. We're going to have life is your canvas. When you look at your life, here's the reality of it. You make it up. You're the person that gets to write the script of your life. Okay, so where you are today is a result of the decisions and the choices and the actions you took over the last 5 years. Who made those decisions? You did. Who made those choices? You did. Who took the actions or didn't take the actions? That was you. So from this vantage point, I want you to acknowledge to yourself that you're 100% responsible for creating your life the way you'd like it to be. That if it's to be, it's up to me. And if it's to be, it's truly up to you. And that's how you want to look at it. You want to look at it that way. If anything were possible, that's what we're going to go into in a few minutes. But first of all, before we go there, I just want you to take a deep breath and let go of anything you've been holding on to, either positive or negative. Just let go of the past and center yourself in this very moment right now. Okay, center yourself right here. Okay, now, ask yourself this question. What's important to you? What do you value in life? When we talk about people's values, all we're really talking about is what's important to you. Here's what I find, okay? I'll share some of what's important to me. My kids are important. My family's important. My friendships are important. Okay, my grandkids are important. My health is important. My financial well-being is important. Legal Shield is important to me. How Legal Shield goes is important. The success of Legal Shield is important to me. The success of my friends, both people who are on my team, but also people who aren't on my team, who are my compadres here in Legal Shield, that's important to me. Okay? It's important to me to have healthy communities. It's important for me to promote wealth and well-being. Okay? So those are just some of the things that are important to me. So write down 2 or 3 things that are most important to you right now. Just write them down. It might be family, it might be finances, it might be your faith, whatever it might be. Write those down. Now take a deep breath and relax. And over the next period of what we're going to do here, we're going to begin to look at some goals, okay? And I really want you to use the power of your imagination during this. And the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to open it up. We're going to open up the idea, if anything were possible. If anything were possible, what would you want to create? If anything at all were possible, what would you go after? And remember this from the great Jim Rohn. It's not what you get, it's who you become. And then who you become determines what you get. One of my mentors, a gentleman named Robert Fritz, said to me, he said, goal setting is so important, but who you become in the process of achieving those goals is what's so important. And it's not the goals themselves, but it's what the goals do. And the goals challenge us. The goals help us move forward. The goals help us spur, get into activity. So once again, where you are now is primarily due to the choices you made over the last 5 years. So the choices you make over the next 5 years will determine where you are 5 years from now. So let's imagine that 5 years from now, we're approaching 2022. Imagine that, okay? What would you like your life to look like 5 years from now? Where would you like to live? Where would you like to be traveling to? What are some of the places between now and then you would like to be able to say, oh, yeah, we went here, I know, a lot of times, guys, you write goals down, and you don't know how you're going to manifest them, but both Kim and I have written down, independent from each other, that the next trip we wanted to go on outside of the United States, this was a couple of years ago, was we wanted to go to Italy. I wrote it down on my goal list, she wrote it down on her goal list, and the next, within about 2 weeks later, the company announced the next Platinum World trip was going to be to Italy. And folks, there's a, Platinum World. I mean, Platinum World is something I hopefully recommend to everybody on this call gets written down on their goal list somewhere today. So 5 years from now, where would you live? What would your travel be like? What kind of car would you drive? How much money would you be generating on a monthly basis? And what kind of finances would you have? What kind of service would you be rendering for others? What would you be doing? What value would you be bringing to the marketplace? Okay, now take a deep breath and relax. And take another deep breath and allow yourself to relax even further. And another. And now imagine for a few moments that it's 1 year from now. That we're closing out the end of 2017. We're about to open, and step into 2018. And imagine it's a year from now. Think of one goal Think of one thing that you would love to accomplish this year. One goal that you would love to accomplish. And then write that down. Write that down. Now think of another goal that you would like to accomplish within this year. Any time within the year is fine, but you'd like to see it come to pass this year. And write that down. Think of a travel goal you may have. And write that down. Okay, now I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. So for the next couple of minutes, I'd like you to write down as many goals as you can think of. Big, small, doesn't matter, but write them down. So just, get your pen out there and just write them down. Remember, practicing writing your goals down, as you practice it, you're going to get better at it and better at it and better at it. So wherever we find you now is where you're at now with it. But spend the next few minutes and write down as many goals as you can. What would you want your friendships to be like? Your love relationships? What would you like your business to be like? What kind of activities would you like to do recreationally? Where would you like to travel to? What are some of your Legal Shield goals? What rank would you like to be at in Legal Shield? How much income would you like Legal Shield to generate for you this year? How much would you like to generate with Legal Shield this year? And allow yourself to see other things. What else? What else would you like to accomplish? What's something that you don't think you really can accomplish, but you'd love to have it? Write that down. And what else? Maybe, if you know my brother, he wanted to go to every Yankee game, home and away, one year. And guess what? It started down as an idea in his mind, and then he wrote it down. Okay. So take about another minute, write down, just get as many more down as you can get down. All righty, now take a deep breath and relax. And look out over the goals that you just written and pick one. Pick one goal. This could be the most important one, it could be the most fun one, it could be anything, no criteria necessary, just pick the goal. And I want you to do is imagine that goal as already accomplished. In fact, close your eyes and picture yourself with that goal accomplished. Picture that. If you have a hard time picturing that or visualizing that, imagine that you're looking at a photograph of yourself. Maybe like a picture, a photograph, like an old Instamatic photograph or a Polaroid photo. And imagine in that photo you've accomplished the goal. And now imagine how you feel having accomplished that goal. As you visualize it, allow that feeling to exist within you. And imagine you can turn that feeling up. There's a dial, and you can turn it up. Imagine you turning that feeling up. And imagine feeling accomplished, feeling proud of yourself for having accomplished that goal. And what I just did for you guys, or with you guys, is just give you an example of how to visualize a goal. And the visualization process is something you get better at by practicing it. And in a few minutes, we're going to talk about daily activities and what to do in a daily way. And I've got a special guest with me to go over that. But imagine, guys, imagine how you feel with those goals accomplished. And so now what I want you to do is take a step back and look at your list again, and you can add to that list as you're going along. There's no, you're a work in progress, and your goals and your accomplishments are also a work in progress. And I want you to take a moment and appreciate that you're a work in progress. We all have our good points and our bad points. We all have all the things. And I want you to do right now is just follow through on this affirmation and say these words to yourself. I accept myself fully. I accept my good points and my bad points. I will work to change and create myself as better and better, but I accept myself fully. Take a deep breath and repeat these words to yourself. I love myself unconditionally. I love myself unconditionally. I am here for myself. I'm here for my family and my friends, and I'm here for myself. I will always back my own play. Okay, now I want you to go back to your goals for a moment. I want you to pick the goal that to you is the most powerful goal of all of them that you've written down so far. What goal there, if you accomplished it, would make it easier to accomplish all the rest of them? And ask yourself, how important is it to you to achieve that goal? And imagine that goal as a reality. And let me ask you this question. If you could have that as a reality in your life, would you take it? And if the answer is yes, use the words, I choose, and then follow them with the accomplishment of that goal. I choose, but follow it. Whatever that goal might be for you. And remember that you're the author of your life. You have the authority to make up the goals, to write the script for your life. It's your authority. And take that authority. And now look at that that important goal once again. And reaffirm that choice. I choose to accomplish that goal. Okay, and next, folks, what we're going to do is I'm going to lead you through what I call foundational or fundamental choices. And the first one I'm going to lead you through is the choice to be free. Freedom is a natural state for us, but sometimes we get off track. So ask yourself this. If you could be free, completely free, would you choose that? Would you take that? And if the answer is yes, say the words to yourself. I choose to be free. And now focus on the idea of being true to yourself. And if you could be true to yourself, would you be? And say to yourself, and if the answer is yes, if you could be true to yourself, say, I choose to be true to myself. And notice what it feels like to make that choice. And now focus on the fundamental choice to be healthy. To be healthy and vital. No sense in accomplishing all these goals if we let our health slide by, folks. So if you could be healthy, would you choose it? If the answer is yes, say to yourself, I choose to be healthy. And next, focus on being successful. Focus on the choice to be successful. And ask yourself this question. Have I chosen to be successful? Have I made the fundamental choice in my life to be successful? And if the answer is yes, fine. If you haven't quite made that choice yet, or if you need to continue to deepen that choice, say these words to yourself. I choose to be successful. I choose to have success in my life. And now take a deep breath and relax. And notice how you feel right now. Okay? And folks, you got some tools there right now already, the fundamental choices. Those fundamental choices, other choices sort of live inside those choices, right? You've got also a little bit of practice doing some visualization, also some practice making goals. But I'm going to tell you what, is where the rubber meets the road is not in setting the goals, it's in daily activity. It's in your daily practice. I'm reading an amazing book right now called The Tools of Titans, Tactics, Routines, and Habits of Billionaires, Icons, and World-Class Performers by Tim Ferriss. Many of you might know Tim from when he wrote the 4-Hour Work Week, which was a brilliant book. And early on in this book, he's talking. He's done over the last year or last several years. He has done podcasts. Imagine this, podcasts, and the people that he's studied and he's worked with, people from all different walks of life, successful people. More than 80% of the folks have some form of daily mindfulness practice. They read over their goals, or they do some meditations, things, whatever they are. They visualize their goals. Now, there's no specific right way or wrong way to do this, but what I'm going to do is introduce you to a guest speaker. This gentleman is really somebody that I've known for a long, long, long time, in fact, his whole life, and he's somebody that has really put into practice in a daily method of operation his goal-setting practices. And I've watched over the last few years the acceleration process of his goal setting. Last year he kicked off his own podcast called The 162 Experience, and he based it somewhat related to the book he wrote, 162, which is a book he wrote about his journey as a fanatic, really, as a fan, a Yankee fanatic, traveling to every single game back in 2011, home and away. And so here's what I know, is I know this gentleman's well versed in coaching people on a daily method of operation. In fact, some of our Legal Shield's daily method of operation stuff came right from his practices and his recommendations. So for the next few minutes, to lead you through how to work with the goals that you're setting and such, I'm going to turn the call over to my business partner, and really my best friend in the world, this gentleman. I'm so proud of being partners with him, but even more proud of him as my brother and as somebody who I've just had the great pleasure of watching him create success in his life and helping other people do the same. So, Mr. Steve Melia, I will turn the call over to you.
Okay, Mike, great job. I've been listening the whole time, and awesome information. And my hat's off to everybody that invested an hour of your time here today. Probably like most of you do every week, but maybe some of you heard about this call especially, and Bill and Jonathan and all the other leaders that hold this call together every week. We certainly appreciate it, and having a huge month. Thanks to all of the group producers and business folks out there. I know December's always a monster month, and we certainly appreciate it. Hey, I've done this exercise with many of you as I traveled around the Super Saturdays, and I know a lot of you have taken me up on my challenge. My challenge is that you do this over the next 31 days, and in the past I've said 21 days, but I find the 31 is even better. If you can master something and do it for a month. The objective of this particular exercise is sort of like practice on a sports team. You might have a lot of talent and you might be pretty good, but if you're not willing to go to practice every day, you're only going to go so far. But if you're willing to take the ideas and concepts and keep working, but practice every day and have and develop habits, that's what we're really helping everybody do on this call and with this exercise, to develop new success habits. And deep into this, and a lot of the philosophies and thoughts and sort of the infrastructure behind this is the slide edge philosophy, the compounded effect, Kaizen, if you will, that it's ongoing improvement, that we got to get a little bit better every day. And forward is forward. If you're moving forward, that's fantastic. At the rate of which we move forward is going to help us reach our goals that much faster, but moving forward is the most important thing. I believe it was Earl Nightingale once said that success is the progressive realization towards a worthy ideal, the progressive realization towards a worthy ideal. And so with that being said, I'll jump right into it. Mike's done an amazing job so far talking about getting in touch with what's important to you and aligning your values with your goals and whatnot. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that, but there's 6 things that are sort of the morning ritual. And I challenge everybody to do this. If you've done it before, great. Do it again. Do it for the next 31 days. Get your year started off with a launch rather than just sort of rolling into the new year. So these are the 6 things that for the next 31 days I challenge you to do. And first I got to challenge you not to do something before I challenge you to do something. And this is probably the most critical part of the entire exercise, is to not check any of your electronic devices, and I probably just lost about half the crowd right now, check any of your electronic devices until you complete this exercise for the next 31 days. And so probably the best thing to do is to charge your phone where it's not within distance of your bed. So put it in the kitchen, put it in your office, put it somewhere else. But the worst way to start your day is to roll over and look at your phone and see your text messages, see your emails, see your Facebook, see your Snapchat, see your Instagram, and the like. None of those influences from the outside world are really going to help you. So no TV, no radio, no email, anything like that. What I want you to do is create your life from the inside out, not from the outside in. Okay, so that's really important. If you're not willing to do that, then you can check out for the next couple minutes, because doing this exercise will only bring you limited returns. Okay, so number one, no electronic devices whatsoever, and if you're on board with that, then we can move on. Number one is to write down your top 10, as many as 15 goals every single day. Take a brand new notebook for this exercise, one that you've never written in before, and open it up. And even on the left side, what I like to do is put a few pictures. I have a 3-year-old daughter named Macy Grace. It means the world to me. And really what I do is I put a couple pictures up to her, and as I'm reading my goals, I look and I just reflect on how important she is to me. So maybe it's a picture of the Atlantis, maybe it's a picture of Vegas, maybe it's a picture of the ring, maybe it's a picture of your own family, but put something on there because we think in pictures. And then write down every day 10 or 15 goals without looking back at the day before. So Mike went over about 6 or 7 different areas of goals, whether it be travel. I try to include everything, maybe only 3 or 4 or 5 Legal Shield goals, and the rest, things that you'd like to have in your life. That's number one. Then turn the page and write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. Man, whether you listen to Tony Robbins or just about any personal development speaker, they're going to always talk about how important this is. So number 2 is to write down 3 or 5 things that you're grateful for. And as you write them, let yourself feel the feelings that are associated with that gratitude. Don't just try to do it to get through it, but the more feeling that you can connect to these things, the more important. The third thing that you're going to do, and I love this one, I actually learned this one from, I believe it was the gentleman that wrote The Millionaire Mindset. Someone went to a seminar and just asked if I would include these because it's such a great exercise, and that's to write down 3 to 5 things that you've done in the last 24 hours since you did this yesterday that are helping you achieve one of your goals. So maybe it was being on this call, maybe it was running 5 miles, maybe it was a 3-way phone call that really went well, maybe it was a private conference call, maybe it was, making a better food choice. Remember, everything that we have in our life are based on the choices, the decisions, associations, environment that we've been around. So do a checkup from the neck up over the last 24 hours and ask yourself, what did I really do to accomplish any of my goals? Sometimes for me, this is the hardest part, because you realize that, man, I hadn't worked on that in a long time. And, for instance, when I was writing my second book, The Last 42, I literally wrote every day, for 6 months that I was going to do something and didn't do it. And finally, one day I woke up and I said, I'm sick and tired of writing this down and not doing anything, and had my book, done in 2 months after that. So 3, write down 3 to 5 things you've done over the last 24 hours. Number 4, practice your affirmations. There's a great book. We sent it to many of our leaders over the Christmas holidays. It's called #ActuallyICan, and it's a great book to really talk about how to formulate your affirmations and how to do them in the most effective way. If you've never done affirmations, you can always Google how to do affirmations, and it'll give you a step-by-step guide on how to do that. I am divinely guided in all that I do. I am healthy, fit, and attractive. I'm $1 million, ring earner, whatever it is. When you're doing your affirmations, an important tip, an important step is to feel the emotions that are involved in that. If you're writing down something that you don't believe, that can actually hinder you rather than help you. So say you want to say, I'm a $100,000 ringer, but you don't believe it yet, maybe soften that up a little bit by writing something like, I choose to be a $100,000 ring earner. I am in the process of becoming a $100,000 ring earner, until you can really start to believe it. Because, again, it's those feelings that you have when you're writing them that will either attract or detract you from getting closer to your goals. Number 5 and 6 are pretty simple. It's to read 10 pages of a good book every day. With our team, we have a book every month that we read. We're reading Anthony Robbins' How to Awaken the Giant Within. Is that just a great title? But not only read something, but drive it through your organization. Find somebody else that's reading the same thing that you can talk to and sort of have a workout and mastermind partner as well. And then number 6 is to listen to 15 minutes of an audio every day. And listen, these are slight edge things. Either you're listening to personal development, you're reading, or you're not. And if you're not, don't beat yourself up, but just get back on the right track with slight edge and go back in the right direction. So these are the 6 things: your goals, what you're grateful for, what you've done the last 24 hours, your affirmations, or reading 10 pages of a good book, and listening to 10 to 15 minutes of a good audio every day. So, Mike, thanks for the opportunity to share with the team. If we could just influence one person to have a better life this year, then it was all worth it. So God bless everybody. Have an amazing 2017. And, Mike, thanks for the opportunity. Back to you.
Hey, Steve, thank you. I appreciate it. And, guys, again, I wanted Steve to share that stuff because it's what you do on an ongoing basis. It's your daily habits, and we know this, guys, is that, we create our habits, but then our habits tend to give form to our lives and stuff, and including the habits of the way you think about yourself. So I'm going to promise you this, is that you practice what Steve just did for 31 days, that because it's not easy to do. It's tempting not to do it, guys. And, the easiest thing in the world to do is quit. The easiest thing is to do nothing. The easiest thing is to quit, okay? Sometimes you might not feel like doing it. Those are the good times to do it. And what'll do it, you do it for 31 days in a row, and your habit of yourself the way you see yourself will shift. You'll see yourself as somebody who gets this done, who's someone who's serious about accomplishing their goals. And your mindset, your self-image, your sense of yourself, everyone has a belief about themselves. You want to reshape that belief. Like Jim Rohn said, and I said in the beginning, it's not what you get, it's who you become. And who you become determines what you get. My mentor, Robert Fritz, said this about goal setting. He said, it's not what the goal is, it's what the goal does. And what the goal does is help you formulate and revise who you are and accomplish the things that are most important to you. Now, of course, there's some more things to do there. It's like why, right? Know your why and stuff. And I'm just going to go through very quickly and then turn the call back to Mr. Bill Geither. I'm going to go through very quickly the 6 steps of goal setting, just in case anybody on this call has not heard it before. And we trace this all the way back to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And, this is about goal setting, guys. Number 1 is your goal needs to be specific. And number 2, it needs to be written, okay? Specific and written. Number 3, there needs to be a time element involved. So when you're writing your goals down for the year, some of them might not be till you want to accomplish it by next December, by 2018, but some you might want to accomplish by May, by Memorial Day. You might want to accomplish by the time you get to the conference in Oklahoma City. So number 1, specific. Number 2, written. Number 3, there's a time element involved. And number 4, for every one of your important goals, you want to generate a game plan. The game plan's a work in progress. Like my partner Kim says, the game plan you start with is not the game plan you finish with. You need to create and adjust along the way. Number 5, this is a big one, it's recognized as a price to pay. There's a price to pay. And here's the big news, guys. There's a price to pay if you accomplish your goals, and there's a price to pay if you don't accomplish your goals. There's a price to pay if you're true to yourself, and there's a price to pay if you're not true to yourself. That's number 5. And number 6 is employ your subconscious mind. Write the goals down. The exercise that Steve just led you through, those 6 steps, that is totally employing your self-conscious mind, getting your self-conscious mind on board with your creation. So, guys, 2016 is on its way out. 2017 is going to be an amazing, amazing time. I appreciate once again, Mr. Bill Geither, the opportunity to serve and to be here. And again, guys, this is an important time for you. So appreciate it. Take advantage of what you learned today. And Mr. Bill Geither, I will turn the call back to you, sir.
Oh, wow, Mr. Melia, to you and to your brother Steve, thank you so much for taking the time to pour into us this morning and really help us map out our plan to get to where we want to be. It is so important, guys, to have these goals set and know exactly where you want to go. And Mike Melia himself is the one that taught me that you begin with the end in mind, right? You put out there what it is you want to have, and you work backwards to what you need to do each and every day. And that has served me well over the years. So, Mr. Melia, I just cannot thank you enough for taking the time to do this here today. And guys, we do have a few minutes here. If anybody would like to just speak up and say thank you or anything to Mr. Melia before we wrap this call up, we have a couple minutes to do that. You'll have to hit *6 on your line so we can hear you, and then we ask that you please mute your line back out after you've said whatever it is you want to say, so we don't have any background noise. So if you'd like to speak up on what just happened for you this morning and what you just heard, or anything you'd like to say to Mr. Melia or Mr. Steve Melia, either one, we'd love to hear from you. The floor is now open.
Thanks, Bill.
Hi,
This is Mike
Bill.
Gertrude from Naperville, North Carolina. Mike, I want to say thank you for your leadership and happy birthday. Steve, I also want to thank you for your leadership and all you've done. Also, Kim, for following your brothers in their decision to do this business. It's changed my life and other people's too. And I want to thank the team. And also, gentlemen, Bill Geiser, it was a pleasure being able to meet you and your family. You guys have literally changed my life. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, who else do we have? Thank you. All right, who else?
Hi, Bill. Hey, this is Karen. When he was giving the points, the first set of points, on number 4, he said practice affirmations, and he gave a book. I didn't catch the book. I'd like to have the name of it.
Mike, can you?
This is Steve. It's hashtag actually I can. So the actual hashtag and then actually I can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, good stuff. Who else? Anybody else?
Hey, Bill, it's Vicki.
Go ahead, Vicki.
I've been going through this exercise with Mike and Steve, and half the time they didn't even know I was going through it all these years. And I just want to say that, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. So thanks for always being there, because there's so many things that you guys said that maybe you've said them all along, and maybe I've just had the pleasure of growing with you as you grow as well. But life-changing things happen when we're open, and just thank you guys for pouring into that, because there's so many things on this list. And anyway, just thank you. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And, guys, it's funny that, as you grow, the information that you've heard in the past changes. I mean, one of my favorite audios is Jim Rohn's Building Your Network Marketing Business. And I've probably listened to that audio literally 1,000 times over the years. And, I put it up and I won't listen to it for 6 months, and I'll pop it in and I'll listen to it and I'll hear something that I just didn't hear before. And, why is that? Did the CD change? Absolutely not. The CD didn't change. The information's still the same. What changed was me. I changed, and this time I was able to receive the information. So, as you grow, just know the things around you will change. So thank you so much for that, Vicki. Who else we have out there? You have to hit *6 so we can hear you. The floor is open.
Marilyn Blair, Rocky Point, North Carolina.
Go ahead, Marilyn.
Awesome, thank you. I really appreciate this call. I've loved it the last couple of years that you've put it on, and Mike just reminding us to turn the page and start fresh and let go, and that's just so important, because I think we get tied down with holding on to things. And then, of course, Mr. Steve Melia, you're an amazing leader as well. And Mr. Bill Geiser, there was not too long ago I posted something on Facebook, and you reached out to me and left me a voicemail. And I just want people to know that there are people out there that care, and that just meant a lot to me. And I just love each and every one of our leaderships, and Miss Kim Melia, if you're listening in. So I love you all, and back over to you, and let's all have a good years and finish strong. So back over to you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Marilyn, and we appreciate everything that you do as well. Who else we have out there? We got time for one or two more. The floor is now open.
Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Warren Kearney from North Carolina. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Yes, I like the idea of the fact where Mr. Mike Melia, happy birthday once again to you, Mr. Mike, well as Kim Melia, happy birthday to you both. I really like the point where setting the goals, taking good notes, paying attention, asking questions, and being around positive people. That's one thing that Mike really stuck out to me. Being around positive people, we could totally make our world a better place when we're around better and positive people. I have a really totally good upline, Miss Marilyn Blair, Susan McCarthy, and the lady that actually brought me into the Legal Shield, Miss Iris Wooten. This really has changed my life totally. It's a good thing that I can go out and walk the community and share the membership and share the opportunity to others. So the setting goals is a real big factor of mine, and taking notes is something that I really need to focus more on. That really stuck out to me the most. So I thank you, Legal Shield family.
All right, fantastic. We have time for maybe one more. Anybody else?
Yes, this is Durwood Rawson, Virginia.
Go ahead, Durwood.
I just wanted to thank them. I wanted to thank the Melias, and I've learned so much from this call, and I appreciate you, Bill, and all the rest of you, Jonathan and Vicki, and it sharpens the axe, and I've got a lot of work coming up in January, and I'm going to close them all, help a lot of people. So I appreciate it.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Durwood. And let me just check back real quick with Mike and Steve. You guys have any closing comments before we get our closing comments from Vicki and Tony and Jonathan?
Thanks everybody. Appreciate it. For me, and Steve can make his comments too, but I know it's true for him, is that when people use the information and the stuff we share, and then they come back to us and they share what they've done with it, I think that's one of the most rewarding things that I ever experienced. And I'll show up at a Super Saturday somewhere. Someone will come up to me and say, I signed up 2 years ago at a Super Saturday. That it was the first Super Saturday I ever did, and you were presenting and stuff, and it just makes it just warms the heart, because we don't always get to see the ripple effect of everything. And I'll just say this: those of you who haven't, if there's any way you missed the cash mob stuff that Bill promoted and did along with his church and other folks, you want to talk about a positive ripple effect. It's just one of the most incredible things I've ever witnessed on video, and just kudos to everybody on this call for doing the good that you do. Realize, and appreciate the good that you do. Appreciate who you are, and appreciate your commitment to yourself and your life. And that's it for me.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Melia, for those kind words. Mr. Steve Melia, any closing comments for you, sir?
Well, I just wish everybody a safe and prosperous new year, and the best way, and we certainly appreciate the thank you and the appreciation, but the best way to always show appreciation is to set a goal and achieve it, and we don't even need to thank you for that. Just watching other people do better in life is all that our family really is after, and that's one of our main things in life, is to help other people. Just like you, Bill, we truly mean it. So everybody have a great new year. Let's go strong. Back to you, sir.
Absolutely. Okay, real quick, guys. Vicki and Jonathan and Tony, very quick closing comments. Vicki, over to you.
Thanks so much. Okay, guys, what Mike said was look back at last year. Find the things that were good, find the things that weren't so good, and then make sure that you're working towards your goal and doing what is best for you. But what I got from that was forgive yourself for some other things, right? Make sure that you can let go, because it's really hard to drag yesterday's garbage into tomorrow's blessings. So thanks for that so much, and thanks, Bill, for all the hard work that you do on this call, and for all the other folks who are on it every single week. Back to you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you.
You guys in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
See you in Atlanta.
All right, Jonathan Booth, over to you for quick closing comments.
Thank you very much, Bill. Well, Mike, Steve, Bill, the Melia family, we thank you that we are the Legal Shield family, and that there is that real sense of family spirit amongst us, wanting to make everything better. I'm at the apex, or seesaw, so to speak, of closing down the 10-a-day group tomorrow, and I hope that many of you have been on that group, but I hope you're in the rhythm of the daily activity of reaching out to 10 a day and just making that difference and standing tall and doing that. And secondly, tomorrow we launch the ring team. Much to my amazement, I thought it'd be 10 to 15 people, 280 people going after the ring. And I'll be saying to that group tomorrow morning when we have our first conference call, to just listen to Mike and Steve, get that down, aim high, be clear, move forward. Thanks, Bill.
Fantastic. Good stuff. All right, Mr. Tony Agers, quick closing comments.
Hey, God favors the bold and the brave, and what we're doing here in Legal Shield to help change lives and save lives every day it is a mission that's unique in the history of the world. So 2016 has been outstanding. It's not done yet. Me personally, I'm working all the way through to the end of the year to hit my goal that I'm shooting for. I'm probably about 20 memberships away, but got my head down. I'm running hard. 2017 is going to be here. It's not time to take our foot off the gas pedal. More than anything, we need to press it even further and make 2017 that foundational, spectacular year that's going to run us through 2020. Mike, Steve, greatly value your friendship. Steve, what you did out here on the West Coast as RGM is extraordinary, and all of us out here are forever in your debt for that. And Mike, just friends for life, man. Just wisdom, philosophy, love the family and all of that. And with that, Bill, thank you for all that you've done the past several years and especially this year. And so with that, my friend, back over to you.
Hey, thank you so much, Tony. And guys, we're going to get wrapped up, but I want to just take just a quick second and say that I received a gift in the mail yesterday that just was said. It came from the LSGMM folks, the Legal Shield Group Marketing Mastermind folks. And I just wanted to take a second and just say thank you very much. I don't know who really was a part of that, but anybody that was a part of that, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for thinking about me during this time. And we're looking forward to, wrapping up 2016 strong and really carrying this company and this momentum and going out and protecting families with the greatest services in all of North America right now throughout 2017. It's going to be a phenomenal year. So get ready for that. There is another call getting ready to start right here, right now on this line. If you want to stay on, it's going to be with the Melias. So if you want some additional training, they do this call every day at noon. Feel free to join them on this number. But with that, we're going to wrap this call up, close out 2016 strong, get those goals for 2017 in writing. Make sure that you know exactly where you're going as we cross the line into the new year. So everybody have a great day. Stay focused, feel good, and bye-bye for now.